Protect your purchasing power. Anong purchasing power ba itong tinutukoy ko rito? Ito yung purchasing power mo for your future day. So if you're coming from my last video, which tackled the amount your future day is worth, welcome to the next episode of that series, which is protecting your purchasing power. So dahil na-compute na nga natin ang worth ng one day in our future, it's now time to step up and figure out how to protect its purchasing power. We were taught that putting money in a bank was enough to secure our future, but the inflation monster slowly eats at it, which only proved that sitting on cash is actually losing money. So hi, I'm a mom of 3 and a breadwinner building a 60 million peso portfolio. So kagaya ng sinabi ko sa nakaraang video, pinag-usapan natin ang concept of buying future days. And I hope you were able to compute how much is yours. If hindi pa, go back to the video before this so you can get it because it's important. Again, ang goal is to break down the retirement amount in easy, palatable chunks. So, imbes na ma-stress ka sa milyon agad na retirement number, let's focus on paying for one day at a time. Now, yung next question for us is how to protect that money. Yung ating pambili ng future day so that it won't lose its purchasing power. So remember, sa example natin, we used 4% inflation only. So that's applicable for a day 10 years from now. So if babalikan natin yung computation, it's 600 pesos per day in the future if you can live off at 400 pesos today. So huwag kayong masyadong mag-worry, wala tayong masyadong math sa video for today, or I think meron, pero hindi kasing komplikado compared to when we need to figure out the price of a day in the future. So because we already used the computation that considered a 4% inflation rate, meaning kahit na ilagay lang natin yan sa savings account na nag-yield ng less than 1% per year, it should still somehow be survivable unless sobrang laki ng future inflation rates. We need kasi yung average, and right now, the biggest pa lang is 4%. Ewan ko lang this year kasi nangangamay 6%. Pero anyway, gusto ko lang i-clear na that was how to fund buying a day in the future. If you would want to use that for either your emergency fund or retirement fund, that's totally up to you. But for me, I would recommend having them totally separate because each has a different purpose. Your emergency fund needs to be in liquid investment. So, of course, unang consideration would be high-yield savings account or traditional savings. That's fine to start with. Basta dapat easily accessible, hindi ka magkakaproblema or aberya when you need it. The money we are saving to buy our future days can be built in multiple layers of assets or investments. Yan. So, in the example, we know that it's possible to save 100 peso per day. And then, let's assume na that's 20 days per month. So, meaning, you will have roughly 2,000 pesos to buy 3 future days at 600 per day. Okay, nakakasunod pa ba? When setting this up, you can start with the basic high-yield savings account. So, it has a better interest rate compared with the traditional banks. Meaning, if for example, makuha nga natin yung 6% na inflation this year, mag-increase man yon ng 2% from the 4% that we have prepared for, mako-cover pa rin siya nung high-yield savings account, net of taxes. So, meaning, 6.4% inflation yung tatalo doon or higher. Gets ba? So, parang naging 2.4% lang yun kung 3% yung bigay ng high-yield savings account ko. So, consider lang kasi natin is yung net of taxes. So, halimbawa, ang gross ng current high-yield savings account mo is 3%. Remember na meron siyang tax rate of 20%. So, 20% of that 3% is 0.20. So, pag kinuha mo siya, 0.20 times 0.03, which is the 3%, makakuha ka na lang ng 0.6%. So, ibig sabihin, 3% minus 0.6% is equal to 2.4%. Yan. So, pag inad natin siya dun sa 4% na we have already adjusted for, ang total is 6.4%. So, focus on that net interest, not the gross. Kagaya ng sinabi ko, the goal of this layer is to protect the purchasing power of your money. That's it. Once you understand how to build this, it will be easier for you to build projections on how you can protect your money in the future. So, very basic layer pa lang tayo. Next layer is determining how to maximize your purchasing power. Optimization na tayo on the next video. But that's the update for today, group mates. See you on the next one.